That is going in the intro for next season. Timestamp it. I've never wanted to have sex with a pot pie, but like, I'd have sex with that pot pie.
We're all weak to stepping on nails.
Let me preface this by saying I wrote a script.
Daytona Beach is like two mild inconveniences from being a post-apocalyptic wasteland anyway.
So many of my tabs say semen.
Are you guys ready for this weird horny adventure that we're all about to go on?
You can't handcuff me for skanking.
This motherfucker gaslights you.
Diet Coke and Sorrow will be chapter 4.
And against all odds, Kyle, we became those squirrely weirdos.
This whole podcast is a very negative mouthfeel.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and how Mario and Luigi sure kill a lot of turtles when compared to the average plumber.
Not that the average plumber kills 0 turtles.
Not,
Just,
you know, you never know what they
just for
might
a little
come
bit of a
across.
margin of error.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, it's that time of year again. That time of every 4 years again, I guess. Time for the spirit of competition to return to the world stage. Time to light the torches, practice your opening ceremony choreography, and wait for an American news outlet to write something problematic when an underdeveloped country performs better than expected. Because we're going to the Olympic Games.
Woo! I was just gonna hum the Olympic theme, and then I realized I didn't really remember it.
well, to clarify, it's really every 2 years, but the winter Olympics are bad except for curling.
No, they're objectively better than the Summer Olympics. That's not the fight we're
that is
having
wrong.
today.
I don't dislike the Winter Olympics, but that's not a common take.
But
I think most
yeah.
people, I think most people feel like summer is better than winter.
Yeah,
But it's not true.
Yeah.
both the season and the games.
Summer is the more authentic Olympics,
Yeah.
I believe. But the Winter Olympics has more entertaining events, in my opinion.
Winter Olympics are
There
like
it is.
Pepsi 1 in the sense that there's only one thing that's worth watching, and that's curling.
And that's curling. None of
curling.
the snowboarding, Todd, does it for
That's
you.
fine.
Figure skating doesn't. Nothing.
No, it's fine.
Just curling.
I should have a witty comeback here, but you got me so good with the Pepsi 1 drop that I
Right.
don't think I can compare to that. You win.
I did it, everyone. Was that it? Can we finish the episode?
Thanks for listening to Debate This. It's been debated.
Roll credits.
So, looking to the future of the Olympic Games, to continue the episode. Following the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, the committee, in partnership with Comcast NBC Universal, is looking to make the Olympics more appealing to a younger crowd. We did a great job capturing Gen X 30 years too late by adding skateboarding this past year, so we want to get ahead of the game and add something pretty soon to maybe catch the millennial crowd. Our early ideas like destroy an industry symbolic of the middle class, record someone accosting a service employee, and 2-bedroom apartment cleaning all didn't test very well with the demographic, so we're looking to pull from one industry that has millennials eating out of the palm of their hands, video games. So to keep the Olympics fresh, we are going to add one new game, feat, event, whatever you want to call it, from the world of video games.
Can I ask a very honest question?
Yes.
And for the listeners out there, I just got Invisalign, so this is why I sound really fucking weird. So sorry. I'm not used to talking with it yet. How soon do we think that what this stupid thing that we're talking about is actually real? Because it feels like esports and video games, they're
on a collision course to each other.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, bits aside, I think we're still probably a good 20 years out, if not a little bit longer. Just because, Kyle said, skateboarding was really popular 20 years ago. And now it's in the Olympics. So, I think 20 years from now, they might be playing, what was the Quake? I think Quake will be in the Olympics 20 years from now.
I was going to say, we need an X Games. We need a video game X Games.
X Games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
Which
what
I guess
E3
is-
should be. What if we canceled E3 and made E3 video game X Games?
Yeah.
I always tell people, Awesome Games Done Quick is the closest thing that we have to a video game Olympics, or in this case, an X Games.
Yeah. That's a good take, I think. So, we are adding video game events to the Olympics. But as shown by the failure of our previous attempts, we need some help in this department, as usual. That's why I've brought in some ringers, experts in the field of video games, to help get the event that will attract the most attention. That's why today we are joined with Matt Skijoring Cole, Andrew Horse Vaulting Henderson, and Todd Plunge for Distance Thomas to help us decide the next Olympic event.
Now, I don't like that.
No, Matt, I will say different take. Matt is my favorite IKEA furniture.
Yeah, I was going to say Skijoring is my Nordic name.
Yeah.
Does anyone know the theme?
It's former Olympic events, yeah?
Yeah, weird former Olympic events. Skijoring being skiing on horses.
Wild.
What?
Horse vaulting being like the pommel vault, but with an actual horse.
Mm-hmm.
And plunge for distance is diving in,
plunging with horses.
plunging with horses. You dive into the pool and see how far away from the launch point you can get on one push without swimming at all.
Interesting.
You dive into a pool and float away is that event.
The Olympics are weird.
The Olympics are so weird. So, gentlemen, please present to the panel your idea for the next Olympic event, based on the actions performed in video games that athletes will perform in real life.
All right, well, Kyle and representatives of the Olympic committee or whatever, when you bring a new event to the Olympics, you have to make sure it has a rich and storied history behind it. You need something that people are familiar with, even if the broader audience doesn't know the fine details. And most importantly, whatever event you add to the Olympics has to be attainable enough that every burned out frat dad is convinced it's easy and that they could definitely do that. So today, I want to bring the home run contest from the Super Smash Bros. Series, an event 20 years in the making. The home run contest is a staple of video game competition. The everyday audience doesn't need to know all the fancy jargon like dash dancing, pillaring, or meteor smashing. All they need to know is hit bag, go far. Look for home run contests to storm the world of the do thing, go far events, just like shot put, long jump, discus, triple jump, hammer throw, and javelin.
So I want to be clear, you are proposing just how far can you smack a thing with a bat?
Yep.
And not
event.
baseball, because baseball, you may be aware, is an event. Well, is it? It's a sport. It's definitely a sport.
It is
Yeah,
a sport.
Baseball
yeah.
is a sport.
Objectively a sport, yes.
We'll have to
Last I
check. Wait,
checked.
let me check the
Yeah, get on IMDb.
baseball is a sport.
Okay.
Can verify.
Got it,
Okay.
yes. So, no, not baseball and not home run derby from the
From
actual
the
sport,
baseball?
From the baseball.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no. Home run contest where, again, hit bag, go far.
Why is it called home run contest, Matt?
I have so
I
many
don't know.
questions.
Do you think I was on the dev team for Super Smash Bros. Melee, Andrew? I don't know. That's
I
just
think
what they called it.
Just
I
because
mean,
I think he's
Fair enough.
drawing further baseball comparisons, Matt.
yeah,
is all.
I was gonna say if that's a real question, I'm gonna do the opposite of the nerd, push my glasses up and pull my glasses down and say because it's like a baseball home run derby. But I don't know if it was him being genuine or not.
He was not being genuine.
Oh, I was trying to be genuine. It's because you have the bat, the home run bat,
Yeah,
the item, the home run bat.
Yeah, all right. It's okay. Jokes are way funnier when you explain them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Andrew, what event do you propose for the next Olympics?
Well, unlike Matt's, mine is not already a sport. So
What
let me
sport?
be clear.
Shut up, Andrew. Your idea is already bad.
Be nice to me.
I'm
My
so
teeth
angry.
hurt. All right. So no third-person character action game or roguelike featuring RPG elements worth their salt would be anything without the dodge roll, which of course is the developer-intended method for breaking video games in the current generation. Now, the actual act of dodging and countering is a thing that you can do in a video game versus like in the platform 2D era of just like jumping and avoiding. I couldn't find a citation on this, but I think it was first made popular in fighting games because that was like you're actually like dodging and countering and
Sure.
things. But then once games started getting into 3D, everyone's doing it. Everyone was sidestepping, strafe hopping, and the like.
Everyone and their mother's brother doing that side hop.
Yep. You saw Link doing backflips in Ocarina of Time. Dante from Devil May Cry was leaping forward while firing guns in cool anime poses, right? We got the Prince from Prince of Persia was leaping off walls and doing flippy tricks. But all of these games, while they included dodging, it was definitely more of a focus on offense. And it took for granted that dodging was just this like situational kind of thing. So when From Software released Demon's Souls in 2009, they revolutionized the idea of defensive combat. So like really wasn't a thing outside of fighting games. And they introduced it by way of the stamina meter. Now, again, not exactly the first time that we saw a stamina meter, but definitely the most like well-intentioned use of it. So in that game, and then all the Dark Souls games that preceded it, the idea is you are the squishy and underpowered little boy man compared to your big bad enemies. They're going to attack you. They're going to do a lot of damage, and you have to avoid that damage either by blocking with your shield or by literally somersaulting out of the way
over the damage.
Mm-hmm. Now, doing either of these things are going to cost you stamina. But because blocking doesn't require any precise timing, it's just like pressing a button, it's marginally safer, but therefore comes with a cost. So if your shield isn't strong enough, you're going to still take some of that block damage. But if your shield is too strong or too massive, you just lose a ton of stamina, and then you could get like knocked over, leaving you wide open for a massive attack, right? Dodge rolling, on the other hand, will allow you to completely avoid damage at a much smaller cost if timed right. So higher risk, higher reward. Now, in the 10 years since Dark Souls came out, dodge rolling has shown up everywhere. Games like Bayonetta, Breath in the Wild both reward you by slowing down time after a perfectly timed dodge. Souls like Dead Cells and Blasphemous implemented 2D dodge rolling. Returnal and Enter the Gungeon are bullet hells that literally require you to use dodge rolling as the way to avoid bullets, like rolling through bullets. And the name of the developer of Enter the Gungeon is literally dodge roll. So this is something that like the gamers love it. The gamers are in.
Okay.
The millennials are going to get in because they know that the gamers are going to get into it. So it's foolproof.
All right.
I don't know how that logic lines up.
Somersaulting is the most efficient form of transportation.
So, if this is just somersaulting, is this not just gymnastics?
That's an excellent question, Matt. And it was really good of you to use my logic against me. In the next question, I will argue how it is specifically not gymnastics, because you cannot become invincible whilst doing gymnastics.
Yeah, I don't think you've done the lab test on that. I've watched floor routines and they look invincible.
Yeah, I've seen Simone Biles do things, and I refuse to believe she's not invincible.
Perfectly fair argument.
We will let Andrew explain the rules before we determine whether or not he just copied gymnastics. Todd, why don't you tell us our final suggested new event for today?
Well, Olympic Commissioner Kyle, leader of the Olympic Commission for introducing new events to the Olympics at the Olympics.
That is my full title. Yes, thank you.
It's great.
Thank you for learning that.
It's fair. Don't ask me to repeat it in that same way because I can't. When we look at the events that we need to add to find, what we need to look for are events that take an immense amount of skill and that are nearly impossible for us mere mortals to do well, or at least consistently. When you think about that Venn diagram, that leaves us just with one single video game activity that really fits those parameters. And Kyle, that is accurately hitting a nano boost to an intended teammate a la Ana from Overwatch.
Excuse me, sir. I'm in this picture and I do not like it.
Well, then Matt, you would agree that it is nearly impossible, but so rewarding when it's done.
Who is this for? This for?
It is for us, all of us, who has ever played Ana in a heated game of Overwatch.
This is for Todd and Matt.
I need it to be known that someone is talking about Overwatch on this podcast, and it's not me.
Well,
that is true.
I felt this one. Anyway, Kyle, Olympic Commissioner Kyle, leader of the Olympic Commission for New Sports at the Olympics. It is nearly impossible, but so rewarding when it is done. This event is truly going to be a game changer. we've already got something like half a dozen different shooting events at the Summer Olympics.
You're right. This one, we do.
But this one is going to add an American Gladiator style amount of flair that I think we've really been missing.
Why shoot targets when you can shoot your friends?
Excuse me, Matt. Teammates, we leave those friendly acquaintances off of our team selection.
Okay, so we have baseball plus. We have totally not rhythmic gymnastics, and we have
it's not rhythmic.
there is no ribbon attached to people in Dark Souls.
Totally not rhythmic gymnastics. That's what I said, and another shooting event, but with more chaos. Is that what you're pitching today? Okay. So we have some questions, and we're hoping most of them will be answered in this next section. Please explain to myself and the committee the rules of your competition. How will it be scored? Is this strictly a numbers thing, like, a race where the fastest person goes home with a gold medal? Or is this more subjective and scored by judges? What sort of things will they be looking for? What are penalties you can take on? Tell us the rules of the game. Matt.
Kyle, it's easy. It's all about the distance, baby. Hit bag, go far. We're keeping it easy in this event. None of that subjective shit. It breeds controversy. Figure skaters can't get a perfect 10.
And if there's one thing the Olympics are known for, it's dodging controversy.
Dodging controversy and cardboard no sex beds. Low-browed peasants judging ribbon dancing. Unacceptable. Olympic events need to be, as Andrew might say, simple and clean. So here's the deal, Kyle. It is all about...
That was a good joke.
Thank you. Taking this baseball bat and smacking this bag as far as it can go. And that's it. And all we're going to do is measure how far it goes. Now, there are some ways to get penalized. This is just like any other track and field throwing event. If you step outside of that circle, if you step off of that platform, Kyle, that's game over. That's a disqualification. If you don't properly exit out the back of that circle, just like in proper Olympic throwing events, that's a disqualification. And you know what? We're not doing that new school shit where the home run contests have a wall and you can like bat the, I don't know, it's in like Smash 4 or whatever where you can hit the bag and it doesn't go out. If you hit the bag off the platform before you're supposed to hit the bag off the platform, disqualification, doesn't count. You gotta do the things. It's just like shot, just like disc, just like hammer throw, except it's a bag and a baseball bat. And you know what? We're going to run doubles because they introduced that in the game. So you can have like two guys hit one bag with a baseball bat at the same time and see how far it goes. And that'll be a lot of
coordination.
Cool.
That would be a lot of coordination.
Well, it's the Olympics. There's a lot of... Have you guys watched the Olympics? There's a lot of coordination there.
Just
only the summer one. Damn it,
my joke. All right. Hit bag, go far. Can I use any bat? Are there regulations?
Oh, there are absolutely regulation bats. And that's the thing, right? Is so like this is a video game event. And I come to understand, I think that the premise here is that we're doing video game events in real life. We're doing video game events in real life. We're adding the video game.
I think we're doing video game events in
real
life.
Video game events in real life, yes.
Great, perfect. So yeah, there's going to need to be a little bit of adjustment to make this work. Like you can't hit a sandbag like you do in Super Smash Brothers and expect it to go hundreds of yards. So there is going to be a regulation bat that is going to work with the target.
That hits sandbags better?
Well, we're not going to use a sandbag. We're going to use something that's like more, I don't know, kinetic, something that when you hit it goes far. Not a baseball. We're not going to use a baseball. It's going to be a bigger target, and it's still going to be like kind of a bag.
It's going to be like a home run ball, Matt.
No,
not a baseball.
No. Like let's call it like a, I don't know, like a home run,
like a sphere,
sack, maybe not a sphere,
like a home run orb.
Like a dictionary. Like it'll be like a rubber dictionary.
Rubber dictionary.
Because can you imagine trying to hit a baseball the same time as another guy? That'd be like impossible.
Like a ballistics gel 8-ball of sorts, like a cue ball sized ballistic gel that you hit for a home run.
It's not a ball. and it's
feels
not
like a ball.
small. No, it's like a rubber dictionary. I'm gonna lay
A
with
rubber
dictionary. I feel
dictionary
good
is
about that
such
one.
a-
Rubber dictionary.
Yeah.
That's so weirdly
It's so
specific.
weirdly specific. Okay. All right. I'm not sure how I feel about any of that. We're gonna talk about the rubber dictionary, I guess, later. But Andrew, why don't you tell us the rules of dodge rolling?
Sure. Well, what makes dodge rolling so useful and why it's so much of a core to the Souls games is that dodging gives you invincibility frames, which are also referred to as iframes. So this means that dodging is just not something that you're doing to get away. Rather, it can be used to close distance, to traverse. But when you've really mastered iframes with this, and this is like core for Dark Souls, you can actually use your iframes to dodge through attacks. And this is like a thing that, like, when people, like, when you play this game, like, that's a major clicking point, right? It's like, the idea is like, how I play Dark Souls is I dodge through and basically pass the enemy and then stab him in the back. And I just do that every single time, rinse and repeat, in just different
combinations.
Mm-hmm. So to really capture the essence of the source, our new dodge rolling competition, to be clear, is not gymnastics, will absolutely test the athlete's speed and dexterity, but also their timing. Now, the challenge, much unlike gymnastics, will be to navigate through a room full of dangers and traps, and they'll have to successfully dodge roll their way through each one. Okay, so we're going to start out easy. They'll begin by somersaulting their way across a checkerboard platform with spikes coming up in alternating timed intervals. Then they'll cross the molten chasm by rolling across a rocky cliff that's covered in like small streams of flowing lava. After that are the swinging pendulum maces, which is what it sounds like. Narrow walkways covered by giant swinging spiked clubs.
Andrew, how real is the lava for this, and like how sharp are the spikes? And
Depends on the budget.
depends on the budget.
This is just Floor is Lava, the Netflix show. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
but with somersaulting
Well,
and real traps.
so I like that second part less. Your argument with somersaulting was acceptable. Your argument with real traps, less so.
Much like the floor is made of lava, if they fall off, they have to pretend like they're dying in lava until the camera pans off. No, I mean, it's like, whatever. You have invincibility frames. That's the idea. So then the last bit is what's really going to set the top performers apart from the rest. So the last section features this open area with 3 kind of like floor to ceiling posts, right? And built inside each of the posts are these massive battle axes set to different heights. And they're just on a mechanism where they just do like a quarter turn.
Sure.
And in order to finish the course to call time, the athletes have to dodge roll through the swinging axes as they are set to lower and lower heights, because they have to dodge through the attacks.
Okay. So real human beings will have to iframe the final challenge of this? Is that what
I think that is what I came to this episode today to talk about. Yes.
Okay.
So much like the parkour championship, which if you've never seen the parkour championship, holy shit, the
wild.
parkour
Yeah,
championship rips. Each Olympic athlete will be judged on speed, form, and most importantly, how much they are bleeding at the end of the run.
Okay, so blood will factor in.
How is that measured?
Yeah, do they collect the blood from the course and then weigh the blood?
It's like
per
it's like
milliliter
paintball.
thing?
Like you can eyeball. It's like paintball. You can eyeball it.
See,
It doesn't
that's
seem
room
like
for
paintball.
controversy. If we're eyeballing things,
Mhm.
Also, in paintball, you're hitting someone and it becomes visible that they've been hit. This
Yeah.
seems like reverse paintball.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's. I mean, it's up to the
Don't
judges.
say yeah
so,
like that answers it.
well, and, like, it depends. It depends where
It's
you
up to the
get
judges.
hit.
It's naturally not like objective.
It's up to the discretion of the judge and their ability to have spatial reasoning when it comes to how much blood fell out of a person's body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are subjective events at the Olympics, and that is an unfortunate reality we live in. And
yes,
Andrew
like-
is-
From what I hear, creates controversy.
Like which runner runs the fastest? It just depends.
that
okay,
is
but
that
like
would,
you know
that would-
that, but you
would
know
be
that
a
there are
not
subjective
subjective.
things
Yeah,
at the
do it.
Olympics,
What do
right?
you
Like
got?
you know
Yeah.
that. Like you know that's a thing, right? Like figure skating, that's a thing.
No, it's very calculated and measured. They have weighed the points of each figure skater, and it's fine. There's no
I
controversy.
hate you so much.
Todd, stop what you're doing and tell us the rules to the Nano Boost event.
Yeah, easy.
You don't have a snappy name, as snappy a name as the other two.
No, it's the Nano Boost event. So Kyle, do you know why the game cricket is not an Olympic sport? Because no one understands the rules. And all I've heard today are busy, involved rules. This is simple, Kyle. There's a timer. Against that timer, you, the shooter, or a shooter from the team, has to hit the intended teammate with a nano boost, while the opposing team plays interference of said application of nano boost on a battlefield or
I have a
arena.
question.
Yes.
I have a very important question.
Yes,
what is a
Andrew.
nano boost?
Yeah.
It is a at this point in time in the stage of the development of this event, it is a dart fired out of a very real gun.
And what's in the dart?
Okay.
In this
Keep going.
stage, in year one, Kyle, probably just like saline. It's fine. That's not the point.
Probably.
I will explain this more, but in this pitch I'm giving, it's saline. Fine, it's saline.
Okay.
Olympians worried about questionable liquids being injected into them. A bunch of nerds. Anyway, Kyle, scores
Fucking got him.
Scores to this event will be assigned based on a number of factors then. So like I said, it's going to involve time taken. Did the shooter hit the intended target? So did the shooter hit the tracer size DPS, the small squirrely character, or a giant flying diva-like defender? Now, also, the team will receive a DNF if the shooter is attacked and incapacitated by the opposing team until they are unable to fire their nano boost dart at a teammate. That is important to know. So there it is, Kyle. That's all the rules, like 4 sentences. Easy. No iframes.
4 sentences are a lot more than hit bag go far. I will first
yeah,
I'll say.
but I think there's still a lot of argument as to how sphere-like the object is that is being struck in a home run stance. And I think that's creating a lot of confusion in the Olympic community right now.
I have a lot of questions.
I do too.
What is the other team doing to run interference?
Zone defense, baby.
That means nothing.
Just getting in the way.
It literally means nothing.
Just mucking up the place. Just body blocking, shoving.
So is this just like catch?
Why have an event? Why have an event to shoot other people when you? What's the difference to just like shooting a target? How is this different from the other shooting events? You're just shooting a person instead of a target.
What is stopping the intended target from running directly toward the...
Can Andrew say the sentence he just said again? What is different from shooting a person and just a target?
I said that.
A challenge, and it's different and it's unpredictable because it adds the human element.
Because the man is the most dangerous game.
Man is the most dangerous game. I was waiting when we got to that joke. Kyle, what is stopping a member of the offense from just running back at the shooter? Well, they could, but that's likely going to draw some of the defense with them.
Yeah, but they just got to shoot them. They just got to like.
You know what, Kyle? Kyle, here's the thing. I don't know how much you play.
Starting.
I don't. In the field together, and the shooter's facing the other direction. Kyle, I don't know if you've ever played as Ana and gotten your ult and been like, "This is going to be great. I'm just going to go nano, a damage dealing member of my team," and that sentence never goes the way you think it's going to go.
No, I understand all of that, Todd.
All right, then.
I have a lot of questions about putting that condensing that specific feeling into one Olympic event that you're not answering right now.
I feel like
Todd,
I am answering, though. Yes, Andrew.
Todd, do you remember that class in college that we had called New Games?
Yeah, where it was just versions of dodgeball.
Yeah, and the premise was,
and we paid real college money to take this real college course.
We did. The next generation. These are citing examples of the next generation saying, why was college a thing? Mm-hmm. Anyway, in that class, real teenage humans would go to class and they would be asked, "Hey, you need to make a game today." Mm-hmm. And everyone would be like, "Oh, fuck, I have to think of something." And then they would just go to variations of kickball. That's what you just did today on this podcast.
I don't think that is fair. I don't think that is accurate.
Shut up, Todd. I would like to nail down what Todd's sport really is. And it's effectively like one dude in one cubicle picking up a trash can and one dude in another cubicle wadding up a piece of paper and trying to throw it in that trash can. And then the dude in the middle cubicle, like waving his hand in the middle. Like that's this whole Olympic event.
Except with gun.
Yeah.
Except with guns. With live ammunition is another part we're really glossing over.
This is the Shadow the Hedgehog version of what I just said.
Your metaphor is not terribly off, but yeah, it's in concept. When we draw this out in a diagram, we start from where we started and where we go. That's part of it.
The paper basket game Matt described was part of the process.
When people don't, if you need to explain why it's appealing, because people at home may then decide they want to play this game, and that's the better version.
Shoot your friends at home.
Firing live darts full of questionable liquid at your friends.
You know, a lot of sports come into the Olympics from the Junior Olympics. Is this going to be a youth sport?
Yeah. All the youth are doing it. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
The defense rests.
I meant playing Overwatch, but that's fine. Take it for your own interpretation.
You meant playing Overwatch, but you said shooting your
Kyle,
friends.
I'd like the third question.
I bet you would. Okay, so we have established the event and the rules, I guess, in a way. So now we are looking at the liability factor involved. It would be not good for the future of our new sport if half the athletes became seriously injured during the inaugural games. But, like 1 or 2 is probably really good for short-term ratings. So, if that happened, it wouldn't be the end of the world. How do you propose we protect the athletes competing in your event? Matt.
Yeah, Kyle. So, because this event does have a singles division and a doubles division, we're going to need We're going to need to protect everyone equally, even though in the singles division there's way less room for injury. In the doubles division things get a little hinky, but I'm glad Todd brought up cricket earlier. I was going to bring up cricket in this question because we're basically just going to put everybody in cricket pads. You give them the big bubbly shin guards and a helmet and then just golf gloves.
So that if a swing goes awry in doubles, okay,
their shins and head will be protected. The two most
vital parts of the body.
Exactly. So we'll have helmets for everybody, which is the big thing. I mean, Olympics, very anti-concussion. So we'll make sure that everybody's craniums are safe. Other than that, somebody's going to get cranked in the head with a baseball bat and it's going to get a lot of views on YouTube. And it's going to be great for short-term ratings. Millennials are going to love it. It's going to be on all the TikToks and the compilations.
I can see it. Best home run contest fails.
Yeah.
Compilation Vine. Yeah.
Somebody hits the rubber dictionary and it comes back and hits them in the face. I don't know.
Not good.
The doubles is where it's really going to be a problem because, again, a dictionary is only so big and 2 people trying to hit a dictionary at the same time with 2 baseball bats. It's going to take a lot of coordination, which
you're right. Yeah.
We again established lots of coordination in the Olympics. So yeah, go ahead.
Todd has a question. Yeah. The physics behind a 2-person dictionary hit. Does that mean that the best teams will have just ambidextrous batters, like a left-handed batter and a right-handed batter, or are we looking at a Happy Gilmore learning how to putt tap it in situation where much like making the clay pot with Patrick Swayze, we are hand over hand trying to strike the dictionary together. I'm just trying to get the best mental image here.
Never in my whole life would I have thought of learning the Happy Gilmore learning to putt, but somebody's going to try it, and if it works for them, maybe they'll win the gold medal, but it's not
the
what
meta will evolve is what you're
Todd,
saying.
We aren't getting it bogged down in strategy of how to best win the game right now. This is about protecting our players.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
I'm still not sold on the physics of actually hitting a rubber dictionary and it going anywhere than just kind of plunking on the ground.
I don't know why you don't get that. I think if I hit a not rubber dictionary with a baseball bat, it would go like a little bit.
How big are your dictionaries?
How big are your baseball bats? The obvious response to your question.
I stand wildly corrected.
So moving on, Andrew, how are we going to protect our athletes during dodge rolling?
Yeah, well, okay, so it's a perfectly fair criticism that my event could lead to a few more injuries than others. Now, fortunately, my team of crack designers have thought of a solution that also happens to be inspired by Dark Souls. So in the game, healing items are pretty limited. You can find a few one-offs, but you're really kind of at the mercy of one major item, and this is the Estus Flask, which is a permanent item in your inventory that has limited charges that will refill to certain points at checkpoints or bonfires. Our experts have determined that as long as our competitors have Estus charges, it won't matter how many limbs they lose because they can just chug a lug, get all their health back.
So similar question to what you asked Todd last round.
Sure.
What is in an Estus Flask?
Well, Kyle, we're not entirely sure.
See, that's a worse answer than what I gave.
Now, some scholars have posited that it is the remains of bonfires or the skeletal remains of firekeepers, who are these kind of like eternal beings that were given part of the single eternal flame. We're not going to get into Dark Souls lore necessarily today.
Is there a kosher solution for our religious competitors if they don't want to drink the remains of a firekeeper?
So there is, and a lot of streamers have posited that Estus Flask is just SunnyD. So we believe that SunnyD will do the trick.
Okay, so you're going to be competing and potentially mess up their dodge roll and get hit by an axe spinning.
Yep.
And then they're going to drink SunnyD to feel better about it.
Now, I counter your argument because I can see that you're getting a little malicious here. Now, I counter your argument by saying, when you played soccer as a kid and you were tired, did you not suck on orange slices? It's basically the same thing.
Wait, hold on. There's a long way between orange slices and SunnyD.
There is a long walk from orange slices and SunnyD.
Organic SunnyD.
One. Those words don't go together in the way
if you would have said
them.
Kool-Aid Jammers, I would have been with you, but you didn't.
The thin film that I have to scrape off my teeth every time I drink a SunnyD leads me to believe that there's a lot more than orange citrus in those organic SunnyDs.
Yeah, it's the blood of a firekeeper, obviously.
Second point, when I was tired at the end of soccer practice, SunnyD or orange slices really hit the spot. When I rolled my ankle or slid into the goal and needed stitches up my leg, I needed a little more than SunnyD. It wasn't doing a whole lot for those injuries, and I think those are going to be closer to what we're talking about in the dodge roll obstacle course.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally fair. Now, we have done some more research into this, and we have found that in the event that the competitors do run out of Estus charges / SunnyD, and maybe if they do get sliced in half by a battle axe, we have found that they will respawn at the beginning of the course. Now, the trick is when they respawn, they will have lost all of their humanity and probably most of their memories, so they will not likely have an understanding of where they are or why they're there.
Fair.
But the solution to that is once they respawn and they're like, all they need to do is backtrack to where they originally were decapitated. There they can find their pool of blood and reclaim all of their lost humanity by touching the dried blood stain on the floor. So that is the foolproof solution that we have thought through.
And that's science.
And that, Kyle, is science.
Very, very interesting solutions to the problems we've posed. I will admit, I have my doubts, but we're going to send it over to legal and see what they think about it. Because this does sound exciting. you got us there. It does sound like an
Perfect.
exciting event. Todd, same question. You're shooting vials of liquid at professional athletes.
Yeah.
Tell us how you're going to address any liability concerns that may arise with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Kyle, I want to lay out to you what the first 3 appearances of the Nano Boost Shoot event will look like for the Olympics going forward. Because in the end, I think I'm going to paint a pretty good picture of what we're going to settle on. So, in full transparency, in the first year at the 2024 Olympics, there's no rules, baby. We just gotta feel things out and really dub whatever happens and any injuries that take place from a human person firing a dart full of saline into a 9-person mob as what the way we'll put it on the press release is, quote, learning experiences that could not have possibly been prevented, end quote. So that is gun, dart, timer, blow the whistle, let go and let God. The aftermath that we're gonna get here, Kyle. Just to be very transparent, numerous injuries and a number of early retirements. Many athletes will spend 1 season training, competing, and then they will retire. Now, in the second appearance of this event, we're going to deck everyone out with a variety of Kevlar armor / large shield options for safety. But then, also some weapons for excitement. These weapons will most likely be realistic safety equipment more than anything. And that also then opens the door for sponsorship. So we're talking Red Bull, we're talking Disney Plus, and just the sad reality of it, probably the US Navy. So what we get out of the second appearance is we will have 0 injuries. However, it unfortunately leads to a less exciting performance in the 2028 Olympics. Now, Kyle, let me paint a picture for you.
You've painted a lot of pictures so far.
Third year, 2032 Olympics, hosted in Tallahassee, Florida. We're going to beef up the armor, but we're going to replace the fake weapons with real weapons and actual flying mechs and guns because viewership went down in year 2 because of too much safety. So we're trying to balance it out. Also, there's the option that desperate / bad teams on defense, they could, if they choose, have one of their players turn into a sentry gun and sit in the back line if they are desperate and they want to be a little bitch boy cheater. So that is what we are bringing to you in the form of safety.
So,
did you say mechs?
Mechs.
Did you say mechs?
To reduce
I said
athlete
shields
injury
and guns and armor. I did say mechs. You know what? Yeah, I'll step out.
We're adding gun turrets and live ammo.
Well,
to
Kyle,
reduce liability charges. Okay,
Kyle, we had too much safety in 2024. That was an International Olympics. There were a lot of rules, but the year it came to Tallahassee, Florida, ironically, we dropped some of the safety regulations.
I think I'm still struggling because, okay, the source is not Anna as a support character, and her doing the booster is a good thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Are you trying to? Do your friends want to be shot at with the saline / mech turrets?
Yeah. No. Well, so if you were to listen, the people on defense, if they want to cheat, they could turn a character into a mech turret and sit on the back line and fire at the
of
offense.
Course.
Yeah. Did you get that?
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Kyle.
Great.
It's pretty tight.
We got it. No further questions. We crystal clear. 100% committees at 100. Picking up what you're putting down, Todd. We got it. We are going to take a quick break and discuss some of these ideas brought to us today.
I think Kyle's going to throw away his computer.
We're not going to chuck our computers into the river. No. We're just going to talk about our options today. And when we come back, we want to really build hype for this new event. So when we come back, the panel will hear your suggestions for the uncomfortably nationalistic movie or short-run television event that will be made in support of your event to get audience hype in the run-up to the first games these will appear in. That is our super secret bonus question. If that needs to be spelled out for you, we will answer that right when we come back from this break.
hey, are you ready for Mephisto to be in this show? Because he's gonna be in the show.
From the nerds that debate this comes The Plus is Loose, a podcast where we break down every episode of the latest MCU shows being aired on Disney+.
Dottie was going to be the embodiment of Mephisto.
I feel very strongly that whether it was Mephisto,
I do not think this is Mephisto.
This is Mephisto.
I'm Mephisto, you Mephisto. I'm going to keep saying Mephisto. I'm Mephisto. Shards of Mephisto.
Mephisto.
It's Mephisto. How many times can we say Mephisto in this podcast?
Each week, we talk through plot details, Easter eggs, and our own predictions for how the shows will end.
her husband, who she talks about but we've yet to see, is likely going to be Mephisto.
He, she, me, Mephisto.
The mailman is Mephisto.
Everyone is Mephisto.
Mephistology, the study of Mephisto.
Okay, so let's talk about this Mephisto bit.
Schindler's Mephisto.
Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you download podcasts.
What we didn't get were any Mephisto sightings.
I'll be at the bar drinking a beer and waiting for Mephisto to show up.
All right, we're back. The panel has met. We've talked about some things and some stuff about your games, and we're close to reaching a decision. We've really decided what one of the final breaking points here is going to be, is hearing the pitch for your movie or TV show that will come out before these Olympics and garner some excitement for the event that you've brought to us today. So Matt, please tell us about your movie to make Home Run Contest the event of the 2024 Olympics. I guess that's what it is, because it's not the 2021 Olympics.
All right, Kyle. So you offered up the option for a movie, and we read some scripts and talked to some directors and decided that wasn't the direction we wanted to go. We wanted to do the short run television event. So we are going to run a series on ESPN2 called Home Run Contest at Home. And we are going to travel to minor league baseball stadiums around the country, and we are going to bring families and kids and community members in to have their own home run contest. Now, some might call this a derby, and this is not a derby. It's not a derby because
it's not a home run derby. It's
that
another
trademark
thing.
Was expensive. This is a home run contest at home, and again, not affiliated with the sport of baseball or the MLB. And we are going to show people what a regulation rubber dictionary is like to hit with a baseball bat. And it's going to be great.
What a regulation. They're going to get to use a regulation bat at home and hit a regulation.
Exactly. It's
Gotcha.
It's going to be the Merriam-Webster Firestone home run contest at home leading up to the 2024 Olympics. And the kicker is we're going to end every event with everybody in the community getting a chance to hit what? Not a rubber dictionary, but a watermelon painted with the flag of opposing countries. And it's going to get really uncomfortably nationalistic and racist, and it's going to kill it with the ratings.
Perfect.
I love that, actually. We've got the like community outreach side of it too. It's very, very good, very creative answer. Matt, Todd, Andrew. Tell us about the movie for dodge rolling.
So when I talk about Dark Souls, one of the things that people love unilaterally about the Dark Souls series is the incredibly toxic and over masculine culture that surrounds it. Specifically referring to the quote "get good," or as like a meme.
Yep.
So the idea that like you're not good unless you're like playing super hard video games because that somehow matters in life. So because that's so universally appreciated, we're gonna mesh that together, and we're gonna bring that energy to something that has been already proven to be a massive success, and that is American Ninja Warrior. So we're gonna start a new limited time series called Get Gold.
Okay.
And it's going to be highlighting, just like American Ninja Warrior kind of walks you through like all of the people that are, kind of going through and like trying to be the best. It's going to highlight get people all hyped about the heats, right? Because it's not enough just to see the final competition. You want to see how everybody got there. You want to get their stories. You want to learn who these people are. But This is not a feel-good experience. No. This is incredibly toxic. So Get Gold is going to be hosted by insert any infuriating Twitch streamer or video game streamer like, what's his name? Dr. Demento? Nope, Dr. Demento.
Dr. Disrespect.
That guy. How about PewDiePie? That's pretty fun.
Oh, that's pretty problematic.
Yeah.
Pretty much like insert any problematic male YouTube streamer here. We're going to get them and we're going to play it directly on Twitch because we don't want you to know when this thing is playing. It's either all the time or none of the time. And God damn it, you're just going to have to get good and find out.
Okay. Twitch, limited run Twitch series.
Also, come at me, Twitch. What's up?
Are people going to die on screen?
Well, they're just going to have to get good, Kyle.
That's not a good answer.
It's a get good answer. I guess. I hated that. Todd, tell us about your movie.
Kyle,
or
my
TV
movie,
show. Is it?
It's going to be a movie.
It's the only movie today. Okay.
It's going to follow a young boy named Jack who's from the heartland of the United States. So Jack is cornbread fed and raised on a farm as he works hard to become an Olympic nano boost shooter. All-American and on a college scholarship for nano shooting at Indiana University Bloomington. In his senior year, he tries out for the Olympic team as a nano shooter, but Kyle, unfortunately, he fails to get the nano shooter spot and instead is forced to play the role of nano receiver on the team.
Oh,
yeah. So not what he wanted. And
just
so,
to be clear, that's the person that gets hit with the saline
solution. Hit with the
right?
well,
with the contact eyelet goop.
If this is, it depends on what iteration of the Olympics you're in. Because if this is the 2032 Olympics, who knows what's in that syringe at that point? It's happening in Tallahassee. But that's not important, Kyle. In the final round of the Olympics, Jack is able to somehow make space between defenders and receive the nano boost to secure the gold medal in a clutch moment, bringing it back to the United States. This movie, coming to HBO Max in 2024, starring Zac Efron as a grizzled post-Olympic gold winning Jack, is titled Soldier 1776, Sights Set on Gold.
You got there.
Stupid enough?
You got
Felt
there.
stupid enough.
you got there. Man, that was
All right.
really good and stupid. Okay.
Was really good and stupid.
We have a lot of decisions to make about the future of the Olympic Games.
And the future of the show.
And the future of this podcast. So while we work on those decisions, please give your closing statements.
Hey, so once we did an episode about putting real weird sports into video games and it went really well. And today we did an episode about putting video game sports in the real world and didn't go so well. Turns out video game logic only works one way. Oh shit, this is closing statements,
Yeah,
not
this is
goodbye.
closing statements.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Closing statements. Hey, home run contest. Hit bag. Go far.
Get gold, scrub.
Humans at the height of their physical performance. Questionable solutions being injected. Guns? ? Olympics.
Perfect.
Amazing. All right, guys, give some good vibes.
Matt, you want to get some good vibes?
Bring the show home. It doesn't sound like he does.
Yeah. Hey, so in this episode, we told kids to shoot their friends and drink things from vials, and that SunnyD would heal all wounds. So those were all things we did.
Two truths and a lie.
In this Olympics episode of Debate This. Yeah. Andrew, your idea for a jazzed up video game American Ninja Warrior course is really good. And the concept of dodge rolling being a measurable talent is excellent. This was one of those weird episodes where we all got like maybe a quarter of the way into our answer from question 2 and realized, oh shit, I don't really have a leg to stand on here.
No,
and we all kind of
not.
realized that at the same time, which was fun. And I think that you went off the rails when real knives got involved. But before that, I liked everything you said.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Todd, again, I feel like your answer was directed at me as a person, and I didn't much care for that. I am the burned out frat dad who watches other Annas nano their teammates and says, that's easy, I can do that. And then nanos mercies all the way to the payload. So thanks for talking about Overwatch on this podcast. because that gave me a chance to talk about Overwatch without bringing it up. And I like that.
It's fair.
Matt, you talked a lot about rubber dictionaries, and I'm not really sure why.
Me neither.
But I have to say,
but you committed to that.
The idea of two people hitting a sack in tandem is quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever heard. And I'm legitimately going to be thinking about it later. And that was a real hoot. Todd, I still don't really get your entire argument, but I was entertained, so I'm going to give it to you. That was fun. Good on you.
Matt, your answer was good. And I want you to know that what you brought to start was good. And then, much like Andrew, you said something about rubber dictionaries, and I really just kind of drilled in on that for the rest of the episode. I was like, oh, Matt doesn't want to say baseballs. I got it. Well, he suggests, rubber dictionaries. Rubber dictionaries. All right.
Well,
Andrew, I also liked what you brought as well. The whole time I imagined it as much less American Ninja Warrior and more like bad things are coming at this person. So in American Ninja Warrior, they have to bring themselves to the obstacles. In this, I imagined like
you were imagining Wipeout.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, Wipeout is closer.
Wipeout, but with like swinging blades and monsters with giant swords and dragons that spawn out of other dead things. But yeah, good. Yeah. We did good here today. I think I would like to just dust our hands off and say that we did a good job.
That all three of us.
We can call this one.
All four of us did a good job today.
We can call this mission accomplished.
3 great options that we can just pack up and send to Kyle, the Olympic commissioner of Olympic events that go to the Olympics.
Great. So, gentlemen, we the committee have reached our decision of what the next game to be included in the 2024 Olympics will be. Todd, we regret to inform you that it is not nano boost shooting.
That is a crime.
It sounded very exciting. We do not feel that turning into your plan of having them turn into mechs and add weapons and flying apparatuses is in the spirit of the Summer Olympic Games.
More of a winter thing.
Maybe you should talk to the Winter Olympic Games.
No, I will never talk to the Olympic Games Committee ever. Counterpoint: how is putting a person in a mech in any way unlike the year they outlawed those specific swimsuits because they floated?
Specifically, the fact that they outlawed those swimsuits, counters your argument entirely.
No,
entirely.
Are you saying that swimsuits are mechs, Todd? Is that a hill you're about to die on?
My question wasn't directed at you, Matt. It was directed at Kyle.
I will die on the hill that the humans' use of glasses and watches constitutes them as cyborgs by a loose definition of the word. So, Andrew.
Yes, Kyle.
We really liked the creativity and the excitement that dodge rolling the competition would
which
bring
is why
to
you're
the
saying
games.
that I've won. Perfect. I totally agree with your assessment.
We aren't saying that they will never be in the Olympic Games. However, we think that they would stand to do well in an X Games type run first to work out some of the issues we noticed with the safety of the game. It's not to say we won't help your game get to television and reach the masses, but it will not be an Olympic event in the next games this time around.
Fine.
Which brings us to Matt. We have chosen the home run contest, which is different than baseball and the home run derby,
to
be in the 2024 Summer Olympic Games.
Hell yeah, it will be.
We are very excited about the calamity that the doubles event will cause. We do want to work with our branding coordinator about potentially changing the rubber dictionary into an adorable little mascot for the Olympic Games that will get smacked.
That's much better.
To oblivion, and that we can sell billions and billions of to the children of the world.
It's very good.
So Matt, you are our winner today. Please accept this Olympic trophy. This Olympic torch is our prize for you. You get the Olympic torch.
Oh, wow.
And actually, you're in charge of the Olympics now. We all quit, effective immediately. Goodbye.
When when Matt's event gets sued for so many reasons, I anticipate pitching either Andrew or my idea back at you again.
That's for Andrew. That's for Matt to decide now. He's in charge of the Olympics. I no longer want this burden.
It's a real Willy Wonka situation.
Yeah. So that is it for us today. Thank you for listening to Debate This. You can follow along with the arguments on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DebateThisCast or on our website at debatethiscast.com. Want more Debate This? That happened to someone else, didn't it? Yeah. Want more Debate This content, but you can't wait until 2 Tuesdays from now? Do you love hearing our voices and goofs and crave more of that for your ear holes? Well, you are in luck, because if you subscribe to our Patreon for just $5 a month, you can unlock the 4th Tuesday. Doing so allows us to get nerdy with you in our Patreon-only Discord. You get access to extra shows like The Office Drones. That is it for us today. Until next time, I am Kyle Harper.
I'm Matt Merriam-Webster Stone. Cole.
I'm Andrew. It's all in the flips. Henderson.
And I'm Todd. Bet I can hit a rubber dictionary over that mountain. Thomas.
We're saying thank you for debating with us, and if you think we're wrong, you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.